Um, Welcome, everybody. I am sorry. I'm trying to get my throat cleared, but I wanted to jump on real quick and apologies for how cute I'm looking. It's been one of those productive days, and I'm so thrilled. But I wanted to get on real quick to tell everybody that in 15 minutes, in 17 minutes, we will actually have a live webinar speaking of or talking about exactly what this business is, what it looks like. We will go in depth about our business models and how you can get into a space, this digital marketing space of generating income you control. I know it's last minute. I do apologize. But if you're wanting to register, go to my website at makemoneyyoucontrol.com. Drop your email. You will get an email from me, and then I will have to send you the registration link. This is literally by invitation only. So the only way you can attend is that you actually register for the webinar. And well, hello there, Rich Digital Mom, Nima, and Eats With. I thank y'all for joining me. Rich Digital Mom, I'm sure you will be with me in just a little bit on our free webinar. But yes, as I mentioned, we are having a free webinar tonight, and I did post earlier information about it. I told you how you're able to join. Please go to my website. Hey, Ray Ray, thank you, sweetie, for joining me. Go to my website and register. I have my email up because as soon as you drop your email, you're going to get an email from me. Please reply back and tell me you want to attend tonight's webinar. But if you're unable to send it, I need you to register anyway so I can send you the replay. And we will have um, individuals from our community actually getting on there, telling their testimony, advising what this opportunity has meant to them. And I only have a few minutes with you tonight. And as hubby and I were debriefing the other day, he was saying, honey, you need to tell them more about the program. And I told y'all when I went live, 2 days ago, that I had to make my notes. So here they are again today. I am trying to stay on task. So in order to do so, I have to make notes. So I want to be sure I give y'all as much as I can. And since this is going to be very, very short tonight, let me tell you about this digital space and what digital marketing is. So, digital marketing is promoting a product, good, service, or your brand using the digital space. That means anything online. So, you can do it via email, you can do it via social media, as we are right now, or you can do it using any online tool, whatever that looks like, building your brand, promoting your product, good, or service online. That is digital marketing. Our program teaches you about digital marketing and exactly how to navigate this space, in addition to learning digital marketing skills. Hey, Jackson Park! In addition to learning, hey, Kenya! In addition to learning digital marketing skills, you will also learn how to create digital products, how to build your brand, how to get into affiliate marketing, how to do so many things. And right now, I know we are probably on the fence about AI, but y'all, AI is here, and I don't want to say it's here to stay, but with the way it's looking, it's only elevating. So we also teach you not digital marketing, I'm so sorry. We also teach you AI skills, keeping up with industry standards. So as the industry progresses, we change our programming, we change our training so that you can keep up with whatever is going on within the industry. If people are using any type of digital platforms, and again, that is online, anything you do online. And when I first got in, and I had absolutely no idea what digital marketing was, I have created a digital campaign for clients before. Told y'all that I had a business boutique, and I helped people establish their small businesses with getting an LLC, writing grants, trying to get funding for their small businesses. That's what I did from 2018 to 2022. And I also created marketing campaigns. So I designed their logos, did their letterhead, all of that good stuff. That was what I helped them do to build their brand. So one individual wanted a digital marketing campaign, or I'm sorry, they wanted a marketing campaign. So I helped them from the standard email campaign, putting together flyers, and they also wanted a digital billboard. So when I first heard about digital marketing, that's the first thing I thought about. How to promote your business, your product, your goods, your service on a digital billboard. And y'all know those things we see as we drive on the highways, the interstates, and the streets. The big digital billboards is always grabbing our attention. Well, we created that campaign. And I will tell you, for 168 days, that campaign costs $8,100. That was $48.21 per day. Now, understand that was a big, huge digital billboard. They were also competing with however many slots were available on that billboard. Their ad displayed for 8 seconds. So if you pulled up to a red light and you were facing that area, so you saw exactly what was coming up. And when you pulled off, maybe you remembered, maybe you didn't. But 8 seconds is how long it was displayed. And for their particular location, they came up every 4 minutes. So there was a possibility somebody saw that ad where that location was. It was estimated that 315,000 travelers passed by that location per week. Okay, that's great. But how many of those travelers actually looked and paid attention to that billboard? How many of those travelers actually remembered what they saw? So for $8,100, 168 days, $48.21 per day, or the 168 days also equaled 5.5 months. That is what I thought digital marketing was. That's so not what it was. What we do now, people seeing that billboard, that is one specific location. You pass by there, you may or may not see it. When you actually employ digital marketing to promote your business, you don't just reach people who pass by your billboard. So if that's 315,000 travelers per week, with the potential to see your 8 second display every 4 minutes, that could be a hit or miss. With digital marketing, you don't just cater to one particular location. Yeah, you can have travelers worldwide passing by that billboard, but again, they have to pay attention and recall what they saw. With digital marketing, your audience is worldwide. At any given moment, one of my contents, one videos, posts, whatever, can display from someone, me here I am in Georgia. They can be in Timbuktu and see my content. Like I said, 9 days, 11 days after I launched my business, I launched my business October 3rd, 2024. Within 11 days, I had my first customer. I had no earthly idea what I was doing. I was following a step by step blueprint that was created by our founder, using that step by step blueprint, doing what it told me to do throughout the day for 2.5 hours in pockets of my day, getting my income earning activities done. I followed that blueprint. Within 11 days, I got my first customer, a $900 customer. I was then in profit mode. That customer was from the Netherlands. So here I am, little country girl in Georgia, just launching a brand new business. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but because I had clear instructions that were not confusing, I had those clear instructions. I literally followed those instructions. So 11 days after I launched on October 3rd, October 14th, I got my first customer. So that is what this looks like. And we're not just selling a program, we're selling an interactive learning experience. We have those four e learning programs. $100 is our launch pad. It literally teaches you how to launch into this online space and build your online presence. So you're literally introduced to what does it look like to operate a business online. What do I do once I get that business up and running online? That is what our $100 program introduces you to, and it teaches you how to navigate this digital space. The next program is our $300 program. It is our $300 daily pay. You learn the skills and the strategies and the techniques to be able to earn daily pay. Earn How do you communicate with your perfect customer? How do you find your perfect customer? What is the message you put out there for them? You are learning how to earn daily pay. And just think of it, $300 per day. That's $109,000 per year. So if you get into a space where you're generating that money on a daily basis, that amount of money can change the trajectory of an entire family. Our next one is the $600 digital mastery. Now you've gone to the next level, and each program stacks on the previous program. So, what you learned here, the next one is going to combine that, teach you just a bit more. The next one will combine, teach you a little bit more. So, the $600 program is our digital mastery program. Now you're learning how to build your brand. You are learning how to get into affiliate marketing. That the $600 program, like I said, is digital mastery. It is literally teaching you how to take advantage of this digital space, the opportunities that are available. So now you're learning how to generate multiple income streams. You're learning how to monetize your social media. You're learning how to build your following. All of that, those skills are honed in, and you are learning how to improve on each and every level. So at $600, you are literally mastering the digital space. Hey, darling. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking, my computer is right here. I'm looking at YouTube. So there's a YouTube guest. But yeah, then our $900 legacy builder. Our legacy builder is pretty much our champion. When you get to that space, that's literally when you get into the one on one mentoring, you get into the live interactive trainings. Every single Monday, we have a training with our founder and business mentor. She is our multi-million-dollar founder and business mentor. We have training with her every single Monday. She will give us tasks to do. Then we will get into a breakout room where we can communicate with fellow community members. We learn from them. Today's breakout room was absolutely fantastic because there is a gentleman in there. He is so full of life, and he was challenging us so much. So that's the personal attention we get in the Legacy Builders program. We also have an opportunity to learn mindset training. We get mindset training, and y'all, everything we get within our community, you pay for your program one time. This is not a spend money to make money type of situation. This is not multi-level marketing or network marketing. Once you get in here, you purchase your program using a payment plan like I did. I purchased a $900 program. I signed up with the payment plan before my second payment was due. I was already in profit mode because, like I said, 11 days in, I got my first customer. Not knowing a thing I was doing, I have got to stress that. I knew nothing. But because we have a step by step blueprint that we literally learn, we implement, and we earn. Learn, implement, earn. Those are the steps that we do. And what it consists of is our 2 hour workday. So you get your income earning activities done in 2 hours, and that's in pockets of your day. Yesterday, I was sitting in Kroger parking lot. I recorded 4 pieces of content. That was enough content for me to upload for today. So I got that done. Then, if I'm recording and then I'm editing. So I edited when I got home, but recorded that content. So that was pretty much that content for the day. We upload 3 pieces of content each day. Then, if you get any inquiries, if somebody is commenting on your post, you respond to comments. If they send you a DM, if they send you an email, you respond to whomever is asking you questions about your business. That's another component. You go live if you choose to. If you're not ready to go live, that's perfectly fine. I have no issues going live because I love to talk. Yes, I do. So I have absolutely no problem whatsoever. And I love going live because I love just engaging and communicating. Go, if you don't go live, spend that 30 minutes to an hour learning more. Go into our classroom, go through some of the modules, hone your skills, get better. So you've got your 2 hour workday. Then you have communicating with anybody who has inquired about this business. You go live and then you do copy and paste ads. My first customer from the Netherlands, at that point in time, I was only on TikTok. Hey, Charlie. So I don't know if he saw me on TikTok, or I don't know if he saw one of my ads. And I'm sure y'all have heard of people paying for their ads. They either do the Google ads, they do Facebook ads. Once we get into this business, we pay for nothing. You purchase your program again, 100, 300, 600, 900, and now we have the $1,400 program because we have all of those other programs available in English and Spanish. Everything is available on a payment plan. So you make the decision, you get in where you fit in, wherever your budget is comfortable and whatever your goals are. That's where you get. That's the program that you get. And if you decide to upgrade, then upgrade. Nobody pressures you to do anything. You are in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. So you have an entire community. If you run into any questions or concerns, and you just need, I'm going to tell y'all today, I've been in this now for 15 months. Y'all, I asked a question and I said, I'm so ashamed because one time I had my little whiteboard back here with some instructions and some drawing. It was so cute. And only people on YouTube could figure out what I was doing. On TikTok and on what's this, Facebook, it was backwards. So nobody knew exactly what it said. Today, I asked a question, and today I learned how to correct it. So it's no longer flipped backwards. When I get ready to put up my little post, y'all will be able to go along with me. And I will be back tomorrow night because I'm going to have to get off right now. It's time. So I'm going to pull up. Hold on, children. Um, yeah, okay, so they've not started yet. I'm waiting on the webinar tonight. So, oh, let me see if anybody has requested um entry. Okay. So, like I said, if y'all want to join tonight's webinar, go to my website, leave your email, and I will send you the link. If you miss it, don't worry about it. I will send you the replay. So it would be great so y'all can actually get an idea of what this is. You'll hear from people within the community what their story is. You will hear from our founder how she got into this and how she has taken it to the next level. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to stay with y'all until they get started. When she joined this program in September of 2022, well, not this program, she was with IPS. When she joined IPS in September of 2022, hi, Mauricio. They had a $50 program, a $150, and a $300 program. $50, $150, and a $300 program, because She jumped in, pinned her ears back, and was determined she was not going to leave until she found success. She jumped in, followed that step by step blueprint. In 6 months' time, she had hit six figures. In 17 months after she started, she hit her first million. This program works if you work it. These are e-learning programs. When I got my degree, it was through e-learning. I was working full time, but I wanted a degree. I needed a degree so that I would become more marketable. So I literally got my entire degree. I got my associate's degree in person. I got my bachelor's degree online. I got my paralegal certification in person. But that online learning also earned me a promotion. So, and that's exactly what I wanted. I needed to be more marketable so that I would not get passed over. Learning skills, regardless of how you learn those skills, if they take you to the next level, you're now elevated. You're in an area where you can compete with those with certain skills. Like I said, AI is coming, AI is here, and it's taking over. Oh, yes, the webinar is up, is live, and we to rock, children. Okay. So, I'm so sorry, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. But the webinar is starting, and I want to jump off and jump on that. Y'all, again, visit my website, makemoneyyoucontrol.com. Drop your email. You will get an email from me. And I talk about that step-by-step blueprint that allowed me to earn 11 days after I launched because I went step by step by it. I will give you free access to that blueprint. You can go over it and see what it looks like to build an online presence, to build your own online business. That's with or without our programs. If you use that blueprint and you have a business you're already promoting online, that blueprint will tell you how to elevate your status, how to elevate your reach. Like I said, online, you have a worldwide audience. But if you're not promoting effectively, it doesn't matter what it is you're selling, nobody is going to find you. There is a method to the madness. You have to strategically plan to reach your audience. There is a method to reaching your audience effectively. Our step by step blueprint tells you exactly what to do. So if you're selling Mary Kay, if you're selling Tava, if you're selling what Herbalife, whatever it is you are selling currently, or whatever it is you're wanting to sell, I have digital products that I've created that I learned how to create in this program. I watched. I said I was going to tell y'all. I'm coming. Listen, I'll be there in a minute. I said I was going to tell y'all for in February of 2024. I started watching content creators online because I knew June 2028 was right around the corner. June 2028 is when I retire. I promised myself that when I got out of the dungeon of my income not meeting my expenses, and I was in that dungeon for 32 years, where there always had to be a supplement. I never made enough to meet my basic living expenses, even with a two-parent household with two salaries in the house. We never made enough to meet our basic expenses. So there always had to be a supplement, whether or not that looked like payday loans, title ponds, putting regular bills on a credit card so you paid for them 2 or 3 times because you couldn't pay that interest off before the month ended, borrowing from friends and family, knowing I was not going to be able to pay them back because there was never any interest. I mean, never any extra. Lord, I borrowed some money from daddy. I ain't never paid him back. Of course, he told me I didn't have to pay him back. But that's beside the point. I borrowed so much money from mom and daddy, and that's all right. Thank y'all. But always having to have a supplement. I was always in the space of never enough. Well, in July 2023, thanks to my current job, my boss slipped a letter to me that had a salary increase. It literally took my breath. I fell back in the chair and just bursted into tears. That is the first time in my life after leaving mama and daddy's house in 1991. That is the first time in my life that my annual income exceeded my annual expenses. The first time in my life. And y'all, getting to that feeling, knowing what that feels like, knowing what it feels like to not have to rob Peter to pay Paul, knowing what it feels like to not have to get a HELOC, to not have to refinance my home, to not have to get $23,000 worth of debt in credit cards over a 2-year period because I did not have enough money to buy groceries, to get gas, to pay for any extracurriculars for my children. Everything was swiped on that credit card. So in 2 years, I had a $23,000 debt that wasn't nobody paying off because I also had interest on that 23,000. I had driven that gas and some. I had eaten that food and some. Whatever I put on that card, it was good, dead, and gone. And I still had not paid for it. So when I got my HELOC, I put that credit card, that credit card debt on my HELOC because I don't even think I put a dent in the actual 23,000 because there was interest on top of interest on top of interest on top of interest. Then I was paying the minimum payment. So y'all know I would have been paying for that credit card for 37 years. Probably 37 years for real, for real. But July 2023, when I saw my salary, I didn't even know how to act because I've never been in that space. But what that space taught me was I don't ever in my life want to go back to never enough again. First and foremost, I could not stand the girl I became living in never enough. I cannot stand the fact that I lost a relationship living in never enough. Said, I always say, instead of Ray and I acknowledging almost 16 years of divorce, we would be celebrating 30 years of marriage had we been able to navigate that space successfully and remain a cohesive unit. But because it got to the point that I couldn't even stand to see him coming, and I ain't talking about him behind his back. He is my sweet moderator on TikTok. Ain't that right, baby? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was it, y'all. When I tell y'all he was my knight in shining armor, y'all, let me tell y'all about Ray Pickett. When we first got together, I had just gotten a divorce. I promise I'm going to my other workshop, but anyway, not workshop, webinar. I had gotten a divorce, saw Ray Pickett, totally fell in love with him. Just, I was like, oh my word, he looked just like Ron Gant to me, and y'all know that was a juicy chocolate drop. So when I see Ray Pickett, I'm like, oh man, who this brother? So yes, I lost it. I lost it. And he was as sweet as he was fine. He really was. So I was already behind the 8 ball in my first marriage. We were already living paycheck to paycheck. Well, no, because if you're living paycheck to paycheck, then you're waiting on that next paycheck to come so you can pay and catch up. There was none of that. Literally, since I left mom and daddy's house in 1991, I was already behind the 8 ball. I had to get my mama's, use my grandmama's name to get my utilities. Because, yeah, by 1991, my credit was jacked up. That's a whole nother story. But yes, so I stepped out of mama's house into my own apartment, already behind the 8 ball. Like I said, I couldn't get stuff in my name. I don't even know how we managed to get the apartment in our name, but we did. But yes, divorced, in a relationship with Ray, had that same debt from the previous marriage. Ray Pickett had to, Ray, were we really dating? Aww. Yes, we had started dating, but I don't think it was more than 2 weeks. Ray had to pay my car payment. He did. And did not ask a question, did not bat an eye. He just put it out there and did what he needed to do. So when we got together, we were in a much better space. Then, lo and behold, we were blessed with a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful baby girl that I never thought I would have. Blessed with the baby. And it's like, oh my word, now this is different. So, of course, we had to navigate a brand new space. 2.5 years later, we welcomed our second baby girl. In between, we lost our little boy. So you can imagine people already behind the eight ball, trying to get ahead, never able to get ahead, children expensive. And that was the life we lived. That was certainly the life we lived. Am I ashamed? No, I'm not. The scars, they did hurt. Uh, It, it is what it is. We navigated as best we could, but the more we were under, and it was like I felt like I was the dependable one. I felt like I was the one who was really taking the reins. My honey had a dream. I had that dream with him. Talented as all get out. He wanted to go in a particular industry, certainly had the talent, had the skills, had everything. I wanted to support that dream. Loved him enough that whatever it took, I wanted to support that dream. Well, at some point in time, he stopped being honest with his wifey, and money started coming out of our house to support that dream. Now, when we were doing it together, it was all right. But when I started missing dollars and we got back to the payday loans, the title pawns, the credit card, excessive credit card debt, doing whatever we could, borrowing money, doing whatever we could to stay afloat. Because, like I said, it's not like our ends did meet. We never made enough to possibly cover our annual expenses, and we never lived above our means. We did not. We weren't extravagant. We none of that, but got into a position where we never could make it. So, what I realized thinking about June 2028, way back in February of 2024, I'm thinking again, okay, my salary is going to be reduced. I'm going to be in a position to have to supplement again because now I'm living off of retirement income. Y'all, that was suffocating to me. That was not only suffocating, it was borderline devastating because I have an excellent recall. I did not want to get back to that person. Like I said, I love waking up and going to bed, not worried about bills. When you live that lifestyle for 32 years, it's not temporary. That's literally your lifestyle. You wake up thinking about bills. You go to bed thinking about bills. You're cooking dinner thinking about bills. You stay pissed off. There's never any relief. There's always pressure. Everything feels personal. You feel like you're a failure. You feel like you cannot do enough. And the most hurtful part of it, I never knew struggle. I never knew robbing Peter to pay Paul. I never knew the discussion of bills. I never knew worry when I was home with mama and daddy. I didn't know anything about struggle. So, the worst part of the way we were living, I could not give my children the same life I had. And you think about it, once you have children, you want them to be better than you. You want them to be in a more solid place than you. My childhood was phenomenal. I could not even give my girls a portion of that. I could give them love. I could give them that kind of stability, knowing regardless, mama gonna be there. I'm going to show up for you regardless of what it looks like. You will never, ever, ever be without me, not a day in your life. Problem is, we moved 9 times in, I think we figured out 11 years. Yeah, 9 times in 11 years. That was not stability. We were either evicted, we were evicted twice. I came home one day from a girls' weekend. My mama had the girls. I came home and I find a big old yellow note on the door. We had been evicted. I knew nothing. That sweet Ray was responsible for paying the house note. It was in his name. That rascal had not paid in 3 months. So there we were evicted. Mhm. And fortunately, the guy we were renting from had another property, so he just kind of moved us to that property. But yeah, I- that was it. A house that we loved, a house that I really didn't want to move into. But once I got there, I literally loved it. I loved it. The girls loved it. Of course, Ray loved it. But that's just it. We have had to deal with so much. And because we had to deal with it, our girls had to deal with it. And it got to the point where it was too much pressure for me. And sometimes my sweet babies were terrified to come in the room with me because they didn't know which mama they were going to get. All of this. And for y'all who know me, y'all know I'm sweet. All of this was because of financial pressure. All of this was because of always living in never enough. always not knowing if I'm going to have to let this skip, if I'm going to have to miss this, if I'm going to have to beg for an extension. And the day you walk home and flip your light switch and they ain't no power, and your children are standing right behind you, and you got to call your mama and say, "Oh, I need to bring the girls to you cause ain't nobody got no power over here." That's not a conversation you want to have with your mama. It's really not a conversation, especially my mama. That's not a conversation you want to have. But y'all, I have lived those things, lived them, etched in my memory, etched in my DNA, because those were tumultuous times. And I promised myself, when, I didn't say if, when I came out of this, I'd never, ever go back. And this digital marketing is my guarantee to never ever go back. I knew I needed to supplement my income. I knew that I had made the decision that I was going to go back to college and get my master's so I could be a licensed clinical social worker. Well, it was going to take about 5 years for me to get that degree, for me to do my clinicals, and then to build. So I could go out on my own and establish my own clientele. I ain't got time for that. I'll be 60 in 4 months, 3.5 months. I'm no, I ain't got time for all of that. So thinking about what I was going to have to do, I had made up my mind that that's what I was going to do, because I was not going to give 17 years to my job, get to the point of being able to retire, and then have to go work at a restaurant, go have to work cleaning spaces, go have to work greeting someone. I wasn't doing any of that. I saw a woman, oh my gosh, at Captain D's the other day, and I if I'm off with her age, forgive me and forgive me, woman. Y'all, she looked like she was good and in her 70s, not tapping on 70, good and in her 70s. I can't imagine that being my life. I can't imagine working this long and then having to go somewhere to get another job to clock in for someone else so that my time is not my time. In this business, this is a family style business, meaning you get your income earning activities done and completed in 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, depending on what you decide to do. So if you want to give that to training, if you want to just do a little more, if you want to bulk create, then it may be a little bit longer than 2 hours, but you can get your income earning activities done in 2 hours a day. You create your content, you respond to people with inquiries, you copy and paste your ads, and then you go live. That's it. That is all we're required to do. But as I said, we have a blueprint that tells us what to do, how to do it, and when to do it throughout each day. You follow that blueprint, you get your customers, and you earn an income on your time and your terms, income that is not tied to a boss or a job, income that moves with you and not against you. And that is where I needed to be. I did not have to leave the job I currently have in 2028 and then have to go in and work for somebody else because I needed to supplement retirement income. That is when I found this. And I was telling y'all back in February of 24, I was following people, Libria Jones, Maria Went, Baddie in Business, and who was the other, Tatiana Savage. I was looking at them on YouTube because they were talking about digital products and how digital products had pretty much changed their lives, gone from creating digital products to teaching others how to create digital products. The full catalog of digital products and digital marketing and how they were navigating this digital space. How Tatiana, she said, I think, I can't remember what she said she was doing, but she hated her job. She had graduated. She was a teacher. She was a teacher. And she hated the job. But had graduated college, went into the classroom, and it was not the students, it was the money. She needed to make more money because she was also looking at loans she needed to pay for. So down here we can do Teach America, but she said she had loans she needed to pay for. So she was not making enough. She got into digital products. So she may have seen Maria Went and started following her, started creating digital products. Etsy gave her life. She created digital products. Then she got monetized really quickly on YouTube because she was teaching people how to do what she did. Monetized quickly. Now she has multiple income streams. This is within a few months of her getting started. So Tatiana was talking about this. Libria Jones was talking about how she's able to travel, how she was able to leave a six-figure job to go into working for herself because of digital products, because of the courses she's teaching in digital products, and how to teach people how to be in business for themselves. So she's talking about it. And I'm like, okay. So Maria Went has been doing this, I think, since either 2012, I believe 2012 or 2014. She's completely reinvented herself, has done so much. So she's made millions over and over and over again. She has an entire team. She has an entire production company at this point because she's been doing it so long. But it was digital products that brought her on this path. So they're talking about all of this. I'm getting excited because I'm like, oh my God, they've had success. I'm smart. I can learn how to do that. No, y'all. The more I followed them, the more confused I got. I recorded their recording so I could listen to them over and over and over and take out my bits and pieces. I took notes. I watched them every single day, still taking notes from start to finish. It had been months. I still didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. So I'm like, okay, that's not an option for me. I don't even know how to create digital products. I certainly don't know how to sell digital products. Then I got in this program. Not only did I learn about digital marketing and promoting myself and building my brand and going other avenues so I can create multiple income streams, not only did I learn that, I learned how to create digital products. I have digital products. I have a digital store. I have so many products. I've created some that were free. I've created some that are packages that take you from the beginning, the middle to an end of a journey. So I learned all of that in this business, even purchasing the $100 program. You will get a catalog of 200 digital product ideas. Whatever your skill set in is, whatever you have experience in. If you're a photographer, we teach you how to create a digital product in photography. Something that came to me the other day, and I went back and I'm like, this didn't come to me the other day. This is one of the recommendations in our catalog. I didn't even realize it. But I was talking about a musician. If you are a musician and you teach classes, you can have a local clientele. You can also have a worldwide clientele. If you have people there with you in person, you can also have customers throughout it on every continent because now y'all will have different time zones, but if you're wanting to have a worldwide customer base, you can instruct your students on the internet. You can do that online. You can do it on Team. You can do it on Zoom. You can do it on whatever that duck thing is. I can't think of it. StreamYard. You can do it on many different platforms. However, you're able to communicate and build your base. All you have to do is have Wi-Fi and actually a telephone. You don't have to have a computer. We can launch, build, grow, scale, elevate our business in this program as long as we have Wi-Fi and a telephone because we have apps. Our business is conducted using apps. So you can actually maneuver in this space, navigate this space on your cell phone. Y'all see, I'm right now broadcasting on two cell phones. Here's an Android, here's an iPhone. This one in front of me is connected to my Mac. But I'm doing everything I need to do on a cell phone. When I get ready to respond to customers, I can do that on the cell phone. When I want to record content, I do that on the cell phone. Everything I need to do, if I want to get in my modules and learn more about our programs, I do that on a cell phone. When we have our training on Mondays, I can do that on a cell phone. So 99% of your business can be conducted using a cell phone because the apps that we are the platforms we use are available with an app or in an app. Every last one of them. So let me tell y'all, y'all gonna make me miss this. That's all right. I'm already registered. I'll look at the replay. Anyway, so to recap, told you what digital marketing is. That is promoting your product, your good, your service, or building your brand digitally on the internet where you have a worldwide customer base. You're not relegated to your city, your state, or your country. First customer 11 days after I launched was in the Netherlands. How that customer found me, maybe they found me on TikTok, maybe they found me on my ads. As I stated, once you make your initial investment, you do not pay anything else unless you want to. Our programs, one more time, our launch pad is $100. It teaches you how to launch into this digital space. You learn about the digital space, what it looks like, what you're able to do, how you're able to navigate and maneuver throughout this digital space with your business. If you already have a business, like I said, if you're in network marketing, and you're running into building your customer base using our launch pad, it will teach you the skills to find your perfect customer. It will teach you the skills how to speak to your perfect customer. So now you're communicating. They're building that trust factor with you. So whatever you have, if they trust you enough, they're going to purchase, because there are a lot of people in this space selling basically the same things. What about you is going to make you stand out? What about you will make you different? What about you will make them trust you more than the next person? How do you deliver? How do you communicate? Is that something that's going to pull someone in? That's what you learn with our Launchpad. That is the $100 program available on payment plans. One individual was making making payments of $12 per month with our Launchpad. Our $300 program, that is the passive daily pay. It teaches you the skills to earn daily pay. $300 a day is $109,000 per year. If you learn the skills to generate $300 a day, to generate daily pay each day, if you implement the strategies, you show up and you do not sway, you are fully committed, you are coachable, you are learning how to earn $300 per day. Will you? I don't know, because I don't know your work ethic, but I do know you will be trained on how to earn daily pay. The next one, the $600 digital mastery, that teaches you how to master this digital space. It gives you a wide open door of what it looks like, what you're able to take advantage of. Some of the things of course, like I said, I didn't know what any of this was, but with the things we learn the opportunities that are available to us, and not just learn those opportunities, we learn how to take advantage of those opportunities. We learn how to build brands. We learn how to connect with brands so we can be a brand representative. We learn all of that, whatever is available to you in this digital space in order to build your business. That's what you're taught in digital mastery. Like I said, some things that we may not even consider, or we know that's available to us. In digital mastery, you will be introduced to those opportunities and you will learn how to navigate those spaces with Legacy Builder. It is taking you to our top tier level. This is, of course, generating multiple income streams. It is teaching you additional strategies. You also get access to additional trainings. That is where TikTok Shop comes in, AI training. Oh my gosh, it's so much. I think I wrote it all down because I knew I wasn't going to remember. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it, y'all. I've got so many notes in here, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, okay. So, building a faceless brand. Now, this is in the $100 program. So you get your 200 digital product ideas. Building a faceless brand. So if you want to build your brand and you don't want anyone to know that you are building a brand or that you are in this business, you can do it incognito. We teach you how to communicate with your perfect customer, how to elevate your business faceless. Nobody ever has to know it's you. The Canva crash course, you learn how to build a community. Building a community, if you're familiar with like Facebook groups or any kind of groups, when you build a community, that is something you have 100% control over. I've been told people who have had Facebook groups, they have lost those groups when Facebook decided to either pull them, or they have lost those groups because, hey, cousin, because they have been hacked. So something that is not within their control. We see right now that there are platforms that are committed and dedicated to individuals, and they are changing how those platforms operate. I've been advised that one platform in particular, people had 10 million followers, and they've been told that they violated company, not company, but they violated community policy. So they can no longer get into their accounts. They were making good money, but when things change, they're no longer making that money. When you are on a platform that you don't control, those kind of things can happen. But if you have a Facebook group and you want to take it off of that platform and build a community that is secure, build a community that you solely control, build a community that you have the right to reject or admit anyone you want to. If somebody is misbehaving, you just kick them out and they will no longer be allowed on that platform. But if there is something you want to make personal, if you want to build a community, if you literally want to nurture individuals and y'all grow together, then we teach you how to build a community using school. We teach you how to be affiliates. So everything that I you like on Amazon, I'm an Amazon affiliate. I pay enough, I order enough, so I'm also an affiliate. If you go on my page in, or if you go to some of my, especially my digital store, I have information on there about products I purchased from Amazon. I've not done that with my content yet just because I've not taken the time to do it. But people ask me things. I love Fashion Nova. So I'm a Fashion Nova ambassador. Things that you do, things that you use, if you're confident in something, if there's a particular project or product you use, y'all connect with that developer or that builder or whomever is responsible for that product. Tell them how you love that product. See if there is an affiliate link for that product. That's income that you make without doing anything. You don't have to talk about it. Some people can ask you about it and you make money off of that. I told y'all one way I absolutely love to make money is off of cash back. I've paid for the past two Christmases with cash backs off of my credit cards because I know how to use them for my benefit. I never pay interest because I pay off my debt. Any little bitty thing that can keep your money with you is what you need to do. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how small you think it is. When things compound and you don't touch it, then by the time you get ready to touch it, your balance is a pretty substantial balance. Ask me how I know. Like I just said, my past two Christmases were paid for with cash back. I do if I travel, I use points. I use some serious points, and I'm a bougie traveler. So I use points that I've earned. They're mine. I may as well cash them in. So that is what I do. That is income. That's passive income. We teach you how to build passive income. So all you do literally, if we're on System IO, that is where our website is housed. So I tell people about System IO and I'm an affiliate for them. So when somebody signs up, I get my commission. I'm not doing anything. I've just mentioned it in passing. I'm not sitting here giving a full lesson on System IO or Amazon or school or any of that. But I tell people in passing, if they ask me what I'm using, I will tell them. If they ask me about a product, I will tell them. And you best believe I have mine coming back. There's an affiliate link attached to it. I knew nothing about any of that until I got in this program. So we teach you things that can benefit your entire lifestyle, regardless of how small you may think it is. Like I said, when things compound and you look at that balance, you would not believe what a change and what a benefit it is. Now, our last program, that I mentioned is our $1,400 bundle pack. And our $1,400 bundle pack gives you 10 income streams. I think the last time I checked, I was up to about 27 income streams based upon the trainings that I do. So that's what I did from February. No. Let me get it right. From December 23rd through February 8th last year, that caused me to shut down for 5 months because out of a total of 28 days, I had 29 trainings. In those trainings, I charged $112.50 an hour. Those trainings were 2.5 hours each, with me showing them how to create a digital marketing campaign for their business, how to increase their customer base, how if I was speaking with someone who was a realtor and I did have a realtor that I trained, I showed them how they could set themselves apart from the next realtor. I gave them some strategies that will pull people toward them and not toward a competitor. So that was 2.5 hours per session. I gave them their booklet that was tailor made for their particular industry with some strategies that would give them little nuggets to take them above their competition. $112.50 an hour. I priced myself low. I will never do that again. But in a total of 28 days, I made $10,000. That was something that I did not learn in this community because we're taught to get our income earning activities done in 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a day. What I did was sitting at a red light one day, I looked up at the billboard that was right here, and I just watched how many people passed by me on that billboard. And I'm like, okay, I know how much it costs to do a digital billboard. Well, not really, because when I did one for a customer, it was in 2020. I had no idea what it was costing in 2025. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to write down. I took a picture and I'm like, no. So I just went around, turned, and I went and parked up on a hill. And I sat there and I wrote down every company I saw on that billboard, all their contact information and everything else. I did a pitch to them. We're not taught to do a pitch to anyone because we don't chase customers. What we do is we allow our content, we create a attraction content to bring our customers to us. I've not asked anybody to purchase this program. People who have found me come to me about this program. So I don't chase customers. I don't bother friends or family. I am never asking somebody, will you buy my program? I'm never promoting to a degree with a shot in the dark. When I create my content, I create my content with intention. I am going for the customer that I am going for. And it is intentional that I am targeting that particular person. And the person I'm targeting is the person I never want to be again. That's that person living in that space of never enough, where finances change your entire DNA. It changes your personality. It turns you into a person you don't even recognize anymore. It puts you in the hospital where you have to be placed on anxiety and depression medicine just to function because the pressure from your financial state has broken you to the point that you just can't handle anymore. So that is the person I'm trying to reach because I don't want anybody to ever put their family through what I put my family through. I don't want them to destroy relationships. I don't want them to look back in regret because of their financial pressures that they could not handle. So that's the person that I'm focused on. That's the person that I'm trying to reach. So I do attraction marketing. If I deliver the correct message, the correct people will come to me and they will get themselves out of whatever situation they're in using this program, just like I did. So that is the purpose, not chasing customers. When I made that 10,000 in 28 days, I was chasing customers. I was calling people. I was sending out emails. I'm doing Zooms to introduce myself and introduce these programs. That is not what we learn. So when I did what I'm not taught, I burnt myself out and I quit for 5 months. I said, if anybody mentions the words digital or marketing to me, it's going to be me and them because I was tired. I was tired because I did not follow what I was taught. not once. Michelle specifically says, do not chase customers. You don't have to. This system is built so you create the content, the right people come to you. That's what we do. That is exactly what we do. And that is how we find success. It is an absolute blessing to know I don't have to do that. I chose to do that. And I'll never do it again. Will I train again? Of course, because I enjoy training, but I will never set myself up to get all of this done in less than a month. I'm not doing that. I No, I ain't doing that. Anyway, so yes, with our $1,400 program, and with every program, let me put this out there, with every program purchased, you get more, and you get access to more and more training. So the higher you go, the higher the level of training you get access to. So with the launch pad, you have access to the modules in your program teaching you how to launch your business. With the $300, you get access to a few more modules teaching you how to earn daily pay. $600, you get access to a few more modules teaching you more about the digital space. Anything that you've ever imagined possible in the digital space, this teaches you how to navigate successfully those digital spaces, how to build a business to a level that you are now getting to a point where at $600 a day, I can't even, I think it's, I don't know, I can't remember how much that is, 300 and something. Oh, it will be 318,000 if 300 a day is 109,000. So there you go. $318,000 is what you would make if you sold a program for $600 each and every day. And y'all, I don't, surely I've mentioned this. We have 100% profit. Yes, I did mention this because I remember saying this is not MLM or network marketing. You don't have a team. There is no person over you or under you. This is not multi-level marketing. Whatever you earn, you earn. You don't give that to anybody. When I make a sale, I get a notice on my phone and then I get a deposit because my payment gateways have been set up. So I make a sale, I get a notification, then I get a deposit. It's just that quick. And I don't have to wait till Fridays. If I make a sale tonight, I get a deposit tonight. It's just that easy. So I don't have to worry about what's coming through. I don't have to worry about if something is coming through. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm consistent and I show up faithfully and I'm implementing the strategies that we're supposed to implement, then I don't worry about this. Now, will I get a customer every day? No. Have I gotten a customer every day? No, I have not. But I have been so inconsistent. The only time I started, no, we're going to stay there. The only time I have worked all four components of this program, instead of except going live, and in that 30 minutes of going live, I did do training, was the first 2 weeks. That's the only time I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. And you see within 11 days. So the first 2 weeks, that's 14 days. But within 11 days is when I got my first customer. And that was a $900 customer. At that time, the $900 program was the highest program I could sell. Now it is a $1,400 program because I want to be able to sell in English and in Spanish. So I invested in myself. Did I have to? No, I didn't. But because I believe in this, I know what I've earned so far. And that's just halfway doing it. I know what I've earned so far. I know that we have 128 six-figure earners in the US alone. We have 4 six-figure earners in Canada, 1 millionaire in Canada. We have 28 self-made millionaires in South African rand. When I tell y'all we are a global business, we're literally on every continent. We are. And that is because our outreach, we are literally out here to serve, seeing whose life we can make a difference for. I have a servant's heart. I've always had a servant's heart. So yes, I got into this because I wanted to supplement my income. But thinking back to how damaged I was when I really realized what my true nature is in this business, I had to reconnect with my most devastating time. The most devastating period in my life was when I felt useless, was when I felt inadequate, was when I stayed devastated because I could not give my children the life I was given. I could not create that same amount of stability for them. That makes a mama, especially one who's wanted to be a mama since she was 7 years old. That makes a mama feel like she is a failure. That's suffocating to me. That is so suffocating to me. I need to know that if you're mine, I'm taking care of you by any means necessary. That was not something I could even imagine years ago. And like I said, I lived in that state for 32 years. It was no longer a moment, it was a lifestyle. I went to bed in it, I woke up in it, I stayed in it all throughout the day because that was my lifestyle. So if I can prevent now, I serve you all, but I especially have to reach out to women because I'm a mama. I know how it feels to be so devastated because you just can't get enough. You are living daily in never enough, where nothing meets. Your income cannot even touch your expenses, and your expenses are not as extravagant. They're just daily living expenses. I know that life. I don't want that life for anybody. I especially don't want it for a mama and for those children to bear that burden. But we get to a point we can't fake it anymore. We can't hide it anymore. Trying to keep it within my four walls was pure hell. And that was pressure compounded on pressure. So if I can prevent somebody, if somebody is in that situation right now and I can help you get out of that situation, or if you feel like your little toe is stepping into that situation and I can help prevent you from going head first into that situation, please allow me to do that. This program is life changing. It is completely life changing. Here comes my puzzle piece. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Um, yeah, this program is life changing. It can do that for you if you allow it to do it. But you have to show up, you have to be coachable, you have to be committed, and you have to take this seriously. This program is a life changing program. For anybody to half ass do it, that's shameful. For me to half-ass do it, that was shameful. I did not deserve to be in this program because I did not give my heart and soul to it. When that's what's required, if you really want to serve and make a difference for people, we are living in a time worldwide where there is a lot of pain going on. And with the pain we cannot control, it is sad that we don't control what we can control. And I said night before last, I used to believe in job security, but with what I saw in March of 2025, that caused me to recall six different incidents in my own life where I was laid off. My husband and I both laid off within 30 days of each other to a job where they wanted us to move to California and start a business, another business, a minority owned business from their company. That's where they wanted us to be just a few months before we were both laid off. They shot way too high and was generating money hand over fist until they weren't. Then they had to start cutting back. We were cut. I went in one day and a job I had loved had been elevated, advanced, promoted. And the new leadership came in and they decided they didn't need the same team they had. So my full-time job was cut to part-time. I was told at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning that my hours were now being cut from 8 to 12. My job was being cut and split between two people. I was 8 to 12. She was going to be 1 to 5, and that I needed to clock out at 12 o'clock. I had absolutely no opportunity to plead my case and say, what about my children? He just said, this matter of fact, did not even look at me twice, was like, this is what it is, clock out at 12. All I could do was absorb the hit. And that's what I did for 32 years, braced myself to absorb the hit because my income never met my expenses. And in July 2023, when I was introduced to the feeling of income exceeding expenses and never having that worry again, that day I promised myself I would never go back to that dungeon that completely changed who I was. I'll never go there. I will never go there. And my babies, we've had the conversation. We've had the conversation of what that looked like and how I got there. And they know, they know that's a place they never want to be. So if I can get this message out and I can reach enough people to say, I have a solution for your issue. I promise you I do. It worked for me. And Lord knows if it could work for somebody not knowing at all of what they were doing, it can work for you. Because if you're in that space and you have no experience, that's probably the best place to be. Because you're not infecting whatever we have perfected with your preconceived knowledge. I'm just saying, y'all know how we do. Anyway, I'm tired, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch the end of this webinar. And if y'all are interested in getting a copy of the webinar we are currently doing, go to my email. Go to my welcome page at makemoneyyoucontrol.com. Drop your email. When you get an email from me, drop your email address. When you get an email from me, just say, I want a copy of tonight's webinar, of the 223 webinar. I will send you that copy. Since I was very late to the party in putting out the announcement, I only made the announcement today. I will absolutely send you a copy. If you're interested in knowing more about this business, if you're interested in hearing testimonies about people who are in this business, what it's done for them, why they even got into it. I told you my why, because I'm not ever going back to that space of never enough and suffocating under debt again. I'm not doing it. Besides, June 2028, when I retire, I fully intend to retire our daughters. It's time for me to have a do-over and give to them what I couldn't give to them in the past. I'm so excited. I can't stand myself. I'm so excited to know that in that space, I'm gonna make them go to Disney, wear the Mickey Mouse ears. Ain't nobody playing. We are going to have a literal do-over. And I cannot, y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I cannot stand it. I hope I'll be a grandmama by that time so I can really show out. But yes, the intent is to retire myself and to retire my babies. They have dreams of being their own business owners, and mama is going to build that dream. I'm going to do it because I want to do it, and that's what they deserve. And that's a good feeling. So that's it. That's all, y'all. I have enjoyed you people. I've enjoyed all y'all. Hey, I've enjoyed y'all so very much. So if you want a copy of tonight's webinar, please go to my website. I'll give it to you one more time, and it's also in my bio. MakeMoneyYouControl.com. Leave your email address in the little information slot. You'll get an email from me introducing you to the program, thanking you for subscribing, and you will have a copy of that step-by-step blueprint. I give you free access to the blueprint that has built those 128 six-figure earners in less than 3 years. I give you access to all of that. So like I said, that blueprint is applicable to any business. It just teaches you exactly how to market your business online. So even if you have a gas station, that's kind of crazy, but because you can target people to a specific location, if you just want to get more information out about a business that you have or one you're interested in going into, the step-by-step blueprint will help you develop and hone those talents on reaching a brand new clientele, a brand new customer base, a worldwide customer base. Get the copy of the blueprint. I give you free access. Leave your email on my welcome page. You will get an email from me. And then you will get over the next few days an email from me just giving you more information about the program. If you are not interested, unsubscribe. It won't hurt my feelings. Unsubscribe if you wish, and I won't bother you. Once you get in there, you get a newsletter from me. I did a newsletter tonight to remind those people or to invite people already in my funnel to this webinar. If y'all are interested in remaining on my list, stay on my list. If you're not, unsubscribe, but at least get the blueprint and apply it to whatever business you're already into or whatever business you're interested in going into. And if you want a copy of tonight's webinar, Respond to that email and just ask for a copy. I will send it to you. I'll send you the link via the email we're communicating in. Now, I have told y'all what digital marketing is. I have given you a comparison between digital marketing and marketing on a digital billboard, and how digital marketing allows you to reach a larger clientele, a worldwide clientele. So you're not relegated to your city, your state, or your country. Your customer base is worldwide. So, yes, that's it. That's all. I'm done and I'm tired. Okay, so I will see y'all again tomorrow night. If y'all have any questions for me, DM me, or you can send me an email. I have all of my email addresses on all of my social media platforms. Send me an email if we need to communicate and talk about this more. And again, let me tell you this before we get off. This is an automated business. That is again another reason, oops, why you don't chase customers at all, because we have an automated system that's working for you 24/7. That when you go to my capture page, that is the start of my automated system. You put your email in there, then you get emails from me. It opens up a thank you page thanking you for subscribing. You then see a video from our founder who is going in great detail to explain how this program works. The very next page is another video, and it's opening you up to all of our programs. So it's breaking down the programs. It's also giving you access to testimonials from people within our community. So and that's just it. It takes you from one space to another space to another. It's not overwhelming. It literally takes you each day. So you don't get 500 emails from me. You get an email each day, and it takes you to a different spot within our ecosphere. So yeah, I think that's it. I I think that's all I want to tell y'all. Okay, I'm tired. Let me go catch this webinar. And if you have any questions, if there's something y'all want me to cover that I didn't cover, I tried to stay on task with my notes, and I hope I did. I'll have to debrief with hubby, and he can tell me if I did or not. But y'all take good care. Thank everybody for joining me. Y'all go with God. Let him lead, teach, guide, and keep you. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Dream, y'all. Whatever state you find yourself currently in, know that it's going to get better. But you've got to change your situation. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Make the decision to be good to you, to put yourself in a position where things can get better for you and your family. You ain't got to stay stuck. Regardless of what somebody tells you, nobody has power over you unless you release your own power and you give it to them. So stand strong, stand up in what you believe in, 10 toes down, go for you, go for yourself, go for your family, those you love. Don't let nobody, I know it should be anybody, no, don't let nobody turn you around. Know who you are and whose you are and what you're made of, and walk in that. All right. Y'all walk in your authority. Be great. I thank y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's meet again tomorrow. Y'all got any questions for me? Send me an email. Send me a DM. Those who have my number, give me a ring, and we'll talk. Y'all take good care. So I'm getting ready to end everybody at simultaneously if I can. Well, no, all right. Bye, TikTok. Y'all have been fantabulous. Thank you, hubby. Get ready to debrief. That's what we do. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Bye. All right. Now, Facebook, you getting ready to get gone? All right. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. End it. All right, Facebook. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Take good care. Thank you, cousin, for jumping on here with me. Y'all have a good evening. Bye. All right, YouTube, it's your turn. So I will see you. Thank you for joining me. Y'all take good care. We're going to see you next time. All right? In stream. Mhm.